It's interesting to see someone who asked you, then demanded you to give their YouTube channel a shout out. And when you refused to do so,
I'm not gonna do it.
they proceeded to verbally harass you.
Harassment, name calling.
And in my case and many others, they call my channel a sensationalized YouTube channel, which you should unsubscribe from.
You'll see it right there on their thumbnail. This is very shocking, or it's always evil. They sensationalize everything.
Now let's talk about sensationalizing videos, right? Or thumbnails or whatever the case may be. You actually put a duct tape on your mouth, and then put the word silence behind you. That's for shock factor. You need the clicks, right? Look, that's another one. You dig a hole here. You got in the hole, maybe in the backyard of your house. Are you in or out? Like, this is for shock factor. Here, I was confronted by a demon. Like, did you literally see a demon, or was that for shock factor?
They're in it for the views. They're in it to get money. A channel like this would be Gospel of Christ with John Henry.
But you must certainly subscribe to their channel because they are more trustworthy than everybody else.
I do recommend that you unsubscribe from them today.
I really didn't see this one coming.
The Gospel of Christ with John Henry. John Henry is a friend of mine and I enjoy his stuff. It's amazing what John does. I've watched many of his videos. I appreciate again his stand, his boldness, his compassion. I think you should check out the Gospel of Christ with John Henry.
Oh, how things have changed. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the Gospel of Christ. If this is your first time on the channel, I invite you to subscribe. Click the bell button to be notified each time we upload a new video. This video is a lot different than anything I've ever done before. I never really take the time to answer to people who criticize me or who think I'm a false teacher for whatever reason they may have. Because a lot of the times I know it's unfounded. I've had people calling me false teacher for all kinds of things, but this video is very different. This is another YouTuber calling me out and telling people not to follow my channel or to unsubscribe immediately from my channel. And the name of the YouTuber is Jordan Riley. Let me give you a little bit of background to what happened today, what transpired to what got me here in front of you doing this video. And I'm very sorry that it's come to that. You'll find the irony very laughable here. So I woke up this morning and a friend of mine texted me saying, hey, you should check out this video of Jordan Riley who slandered you, telling people that you sensationalize your videos and they should unsubscribe from your channel today, along with many other channels of brothers I know very well, among whom are Brylan Riggs, who's got the YouTube channel named Brylan Riggs, and another brother called Nunso, who actually runs the channel named Vision Unsealed. And to be honest with you, we all laughed at the video when we saw it. I mean, it's so laughable, and you'll know why it's laughable in a minute. About a year ago, Jordan Riley contacted me out of nowhere on Facebook. He started his YouTube channel. He had 11,000 subscribers. Now at the time, I had 342,000 subscribers. And he kind of made me a deal. He said, hey, John, I am going to make a video where I shout out people who have great YouTube channels. And you're one of the channels. Would you make a video in return to give me also a shout out?
Now let's move to solid YouTube channels. Obviously, I'm a YouTuber, so this is really where my heart is at. But again, I want to recommend some ones that I think you should absolutely follow. The Gospel of Christ with John Henry. John Henry is a friend of mine and I enjoy his stuff.
Now, if you think about it, it's kind of like, I don't want to call it a scam, but it's a game that's being played here. So if you're giving me a shout out, you have 11,000 subscribers and I have 342,000 subscribers, you should just come out and say, hey, give me a shout out. But it needed to be done in that way. So Jordan Riley did the video. That was all a year ago. He did the video and I looked at it and, I gave it a thumbs up and I left a comment. And thank goodness I left a comment. I'll tell you why in a minute. So right after he published the video, he messaged me like right away. Before I even saw the video, he sent me a link and messaged me saying, hey, I published my video. When do you think you're going to make your video to give me a shout out? I thought it was a little bit aggressive, to be honest with you, for a believer. the way, the tone. I know you can't hear somebody's voice in a text, but it's as if I could hear the voice. It was a bit aggressive. And I told him, hey, I've got some things that I'm working on. I'll look into it. So, after a week, I had videos I was working on, and publishing. I had my whole schedule all figured out, and he didn't see me make the video, and he texted me again. Then I didn't respond, because I'm not on Facebook all the time. Then he messaged me on Instagram multiple times, and he messaged me again on Facebook with a demanding tone, demanding me to give back what I owe him. I didn't take that well, but anyway, fast forward, I think after a couple of weeks or 3 weeks, I didn't, answer. And he said to me on Facebook that I was a liar, that my yes is not a yes anymore. I've taken my yes and turned it into a no. He essentially said I was not a man of my word because I said, yes, I would do a video shout out and give him a shout out. And I didn't do it. And I kind of agree with him. But during the time that he was messaging me, I took a step back to evaluate his tone and the way he was going about it. And if I were to show you those messages, and I don't have them anymore because I lost my Facebook account. But if you were to look at his tone during those messages, you would see that this man has no humility at all. He was arrogant and entitled to me giving him a shout out because he made a video where he mentioned my name. Right? So anyway, then I proceeded to tell him, hey man, I know I told you yes, but after praying about this, I decided not to make the video anymore. So for now, where I want to take my channel is not to give people shout out. It's to just preach and proclaim the gospel of Christ. And that's it. I ended the conversation there. Now, if you're a man, you received this message from somebody else, as a man, it's understandable. Okay, cool, no problem. Let's just move on. Then he kept on messaging me like multiple times on Instagram and Facebook and harassing me, literally verbally harassing me, I should say. So I posted a video about Damar Hamlin, and he went under that video when he could not get my attention, and he said this: John, what happened to you? I can't find you anywhere. He was looking for me on Facebook. He was looking for me on Instagram. I never responded, right? And he said, are you still going to honor your word and share my channel? Like, dude, who are you to talk to me like that? You're not my mom. You're not my dad. You claim to be my friend.
The Gospel of Christ with John Henry. John Henry is a friend of mine, and I enjoy his stuff.
And this is how you're talking to me? Now, this video, at the time, a year ago when I published it, I had 342,000 subscribers, and he had 11,000 subscribers. That's what I was telling you guys. And this man is so deceptive that he deleted his comment. If he could, he would also delete my comment, but he couldn't. Now, let me show you what that looks like. And this is the video of Damar Hamlin. This is why he didn't die. And that was a year ago. 29,000 views, whatever. And down below, there are 11 comments, but there were 12 comments originally, maybe more. As you could see, Jordan Riley's comment is nowhere to be found, but I took a screenshot of it. That's what I was showing you earlier. I responded, I am away with my family on vacation. I believe I told you I was going to, then I changed my mind and told you that my focus is on preaching and sharing the gospel. If you're unhappy about that, then I'm sorry, brother, but there's nothing I can do about it. God bless. Like straight up, man to man. And as you could see, people were kind of like responding to him. Oh boy. And somebody else said, yes, that is bad to hold people to their word, especially if they are sticking to the Lord. Be very careful of the battles you choose. That's kind of like a warning to Jordan Riley. And somebody else said, there should be a private conversation. And I agree, there should have been a private conversation. And the private conversations he was having with me was really him harassing me, because he needed the views, he needed the clicks, he couldn't get them. Me giving him a shout out would help. a lot in his mind. But YouTube doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Somebody with 3 million subscribers giving you a shout out doesn't mean a thing. Okay, you might get a few hundred views, but if people watch your videos and they're not interesting and you're a bitter person, which we'll get into, and I think that man really is really bitter. And I will be praying for him so that the Lord could take away his bitterness. He's very bitter in the way that he talks to people. I remember on my old Facebook, he made a post talking about how he was discouraged and was considering taking his Facebook page down because he spends hours making memes, and now his son and him are producing videos each week on YouTube, and they invest their own money and time to teach the word and encourage his Facebook friends. And the reason why he was considering shutting down his Facebook page, which I think was a lie, was because he was not getting views. He said, I love you guys and want to see you grow in the knowledge of Christ, but I'm not going to spend my time making godly content if people aren't seeing it. So that tells you the whole point of him making videos is for people to see it, which is fine. You make videos for people to see. Now, for you to call me out and say that all I care about is the clicks and the views is hypocritical. And then he says, so go to my page today and subscribe and get involved. Let's do this together. It gives you the entitlement vibe and sensationalism. I mean, nobody owes you their views. People watch your videos if they want to, but you can't kind of passively and aggressively harass them to go watch your videos, or you'll shut down your Facebook account. As if the world cannot live without your Facebook account. The arrogance is glaring. But anyway, so he deleted his comment, so he made sure to cover his tracks. Now, he did the same thing with Brylan Riggs and Vision Unsealed. He messaged Brylan Riggs multiple times on Instagram, asking him to share his channel. Hey, would you share my channel? And he would send you his videos like out of nowhere, like almost spamming you in a way. Brylan Riggs would never share his channel because there's just something with that man that's just a little unsettling. I personally, I mean, maybe it's just my personality. So what he did, he blocked, I think, all of us. He blocked me. I can't show you the messages that he sent me on Instagram because he blocked me on Instagram. And unfortunately, I lost my previous Facebook account. I think he would have blocked me as well. And he did do that. That's just so much going on here. But anyway, he deleted his message here. And that video that he did to give me a shout out, he hid the video from his audience. And I found the video, and that's the clip I took from about a year ago where he said, John Henry is a wonderful guy, he's a friend of mine, his videos are well produced, yada, all this stuff. I would say that it was all a lie. It was just all transactional. It had nothing to do with the truth at all. I mean, if this man was really my friend, what he could have done, he could have emailed me and say, hey, John, I think you shared something that I find kind of, problematic. Maybe you didn't know, right? I never received an email from Jordan Riley, and he's lying to you about me and about Vision Unsealed and Brylan Riggs. He lied then and he's lying now. Why I'm saying it's a lie, because you can't say that you're my friend and you just post a video out of the blue, or these are the channels that you should unsubscribe from. When about a year ago, you were begging me to give you a shout out. You were begging Brylan Riggs and Vision Unsealed, spamming their emails and probably their Facebook and Instagram as well, for them to share your channel. Why? Because you, on one hand, saying that I care about the views, I care about the likes and the clicks and the money. You are looking for the views and the clicks and the likes by begging people, then demanding them, and then in my case, harassing me verbally to give you a shout out. I don't think a Christian should act that way. I just really don't think a human being, a friend, should act that way. I don't think a coworker, would even act that way with another coworker. Now, as a fellow YouTuber, I mean, I'm gonna have some grace. I don't know where you got that idea from. I don't know if you wanted us to give you that kind of shout out because bad publicity is good publicity, in any way, because your name gets mentioned, your channel gets mentioned. So you get clicks anyway, but it's a very bad way to do it by just alienating everybody by saying you should unsubscribe from their channel and by default subscribe to your channel. That is not the way to do it, brother. Now, remember when I told you guys earlier, Jordan Riley made a video where he gave me a shout out. He literally asked people to go follow me because I'm a good guy to follow. I have a great YouTube channel. My videos are well. Those are his words, not my words. And I showed it at the outset of the video.
Number 2, the Gospel of Christ with John Henry. John Henry is a friend of mine and I enjoy his stuff. It is well produced. There is so much compassion and love in what he does. Even when he calls out false teachers or false doctrine, he does it in love. Again, I appreciate the fact that John doesn't just attack, but he shares the truth, calls people to repent. It's amazing what John does. I've watched many of his videos. I appreciate, again, his stand, his boldness, his compassion. I think you should check out the Gospel of Christ with John Henry.
Now, this is this video today. He made it unlisted. If you were to go on his channel trying to find this video, you're not gonna find it. I found this video because I commented under the video here. Thank you so much, brother, for your words of encouragement. I appreciate you. Then he said, it's my pleasure. You're a blessing. Keep up the great work. That's what he said, right? He hid it strategically because he doesn't want people to find out what he said about me about a year ago. That's where he was talking about me, you know? That warning, it's from my video. I made that video. Gospel of Christ, John Henry, right here. That's where he said, you know, John Henry is a good friend of mine. You should definitely go follow his channel. That's when he first started, right? Now, you know, he's got 73,000 subscribers. He's getting a lot more, you know, arrogant. He can attack everybody that he wants. But brother, you can't just attack people like that when you are clearly lying, right? You are begging me to give you a shout out. You're begging all those other channels that you call people not to follow, especially Byron Riggs and Vision Unsealed, you know, telling them, you know, to give you a shout out. And now you're calling them out because they sensationalize their videos. Now let's talk about sensationalizing videos, right? Or thumbnails or whatever the case may be. So if you go here on his channel, you'll see he's doing the exact same thing for shock factor. You know, let me show you something. Like I've never really put, what do you call it? A duct tape over my mouth, you know, to show people, you know, that I was blocked. You know, this is for shock factor, you know, and that's what you do. It's a thumbnail. You know, what's YouTube about? You click and you watch a video. You watch it, you leave a comment. If you love it, you appreciate it, you share it with a friend, you share it on Facebook, you share it on Instagram. You know, if you really love it, then you message the video creator, you know, on their, I don't know, Facebook or Instagram page saying, hey, thank you for your video. That's what you do, right? That's what you're trying to do here, you know, blocked. You're trying to say that, okay, I am sensationalizing, you know, my videos because I need the clicks, I need the money, when in fact, you're doing the exact same thing here, brother, you know, and I think you did something else. All these things, right? You know, your face with your eyes, you know, almost, you know, gouged out here, all for shock factor. You know what I mean? All these things, these words that you're using, these thumbnails, all for shock factor, because there are millions of thumbnails on YouTube. You simply want to have a thumbnail that stands out, right? That's what you want. And that's what you've been doing. You know what I mean? You did another one where you dig a hole and you put yourself in the hole. Hopefully I could find this here. I took a screenshot of it. I found it very interesting. Like here, that's another one that you did. This is silenced. Let me see if you guys can see this. This is silence. You with a duct tape on your face. That's not Photoshop. You actually put a duct tape. You actually put a duct tape on your mouth, you know, and then put the word silence behind you. That's for shock factor. You need the clicks, right? Listen, I don't blame you for that. More power to you. You're trying to like use the YouTube algorithm in a way that you think it's most effective, right? Look, that's another one. You dig a hole here. You got in the hole, maybe in the backyard of your house. Are you in or out? Like, this is for shock factor. You want your thumbnail to stand out. That's what I'm doing. That's what all YouTubers do. You don't work on a video, at least for me, you don't want to work on a video for 18 hours. And you pay for music, you pay for all those B-rolls and everything, and you make sure like your video is biblically aligned, right? Doctrinally aligned, and for two people to watch it. I don't believe that's what you do. And I don't believe that's what any YouTubers do. They put the maximum effort on every single portion of the video so that people could see, see and watch the video, see it on YouTube, watch it, whatever the case may be, right? And that's why you tell people to subscribe to your channel, right? And I think I have another one of you here. I was confronted by a demon. Like, did you literally see a demon? Was there a demon that confronted you? Like, really, that spoke to you in a voice? Or was that for shock factor? So you can't be doing something and criticize somebody else for doing the exact same thing, right? And to be honest with you, I think it's hypocritical, altogether. It is really hypocritical for you to do that. Here's another one that you did, Mr. John Wiley, Invasion. This is a church service at John MacArthur's church. And what you did here, you took soldiers, maybe, I don't know who they are, maybe from the Air Force. You put them, you kind of like splatter them on there, and you put invasion, right? That's a shock factor. You put it all big in red, like invasion. This is all for shock factor. Now, why do you do that? Simply, you want somebody to click and watch the video. That is the model of YouTube. Click and watch. That's it. Now, if in the video you lie about somebody, now that's a problem. That's an issue. If in the video you're telling lies upon lies and upon lies, which you did about me and many others, in your video, now that's a problem. That's an issue. It doesn't really matter if you're using all these techniques. In the end, your video is a bucket of lie. And lastly, I really wish, you'd email me, since you're my friend. And that's what you said about a year ago. John Henry is a great friend of mine. If I'm that's such a great friend of yours, why didn't you email me? Why didn't you say, oh, hey, John Henry, I think you featured somebody that you should not have featured. And you also lied about it too. The person that he talked about, let me try and find this video. Yeah, so this is the video he pointed out where he said, I affirmed Marmar, which is a lie. I never did. All I did was share a clip of the guy. That's how I started the video, and then explain the attack that happened. The video was about an attack. Somebody who attacked him, a Muslim kid that attacked him and, took out one of his right eye. That's what the video was about. It wasn't a doctrinal video. It was a video about somebody attacking someone who they think in their mind is a Christian. It was just a Muslim attacking a priest trying to take their life. That was the thesis of my video. If you cared to watch the video, you would have known, as opposed to saying, I affirmed him. When did I say, hey, go follow him? Because I featured him, that means I follow him? When I show Kenneth Copeland or Joyce Meyer or Benny Hinn or Joel Osteen in my videos or TD Jakes in my videos, does that mean I affirm them? No, you have to understand the context of the video to see what it is about. The context of the video was to highlight the attack, not to affirm his doctrine. I mean, the man is a priest. That was the context of the video. I truly hope you take your video down. I saw that you made a video that you said you were sorry to one of the people that you accused and slandered, saying that you were very sorry, but you're not sorry. If you were sorry, then you would take down your video, right? But you're gonna say that you're sorry and leave the slanderous video on your channel. I mean, it just doesn't go both ways, brother. And I really do hope that you seek counsel at your church to really look at things from somebody else's perspective. I mean, if everyone is seeing that bitterness and that arrogance in you, maybe they're onto something, right? Or maybe it's all an act to sensationalize your videos so that you can get views and clicks. Anyway, I'm sorry guys for making a video like this. Usually my pastor tells me to don't worry about people like that. You know what the proof of everything that you do is? It is your character. 10, 15 years from now, people should be looking at John Henry and see that he's never erred from the path of righteousness. He's never strayed away from the path of biblical truth and biblical doctrines. This should be your testimony. Do not defend yourself. But in that case, I think it was a little bit different, because you can't be calling me your friend on one hand and then hide the video and then make another video saying that people should unsubscribe from my channel because I am a false teacher. You didn't really come out and say it, but you implied it. What you did, you started the video with two arch heretics. You started the video with Sid Roth and Kenneth Copeland, right? And then you segue into my channel, which was the first that people needed to be warned about and unsubscribe from immediately. That was really disingenuous from you, brother. And as somebody who professes to be a Christian and a Christian YouTuber, this is really hypocritical of you. And I truly hope that you just stop the act and stop lying to people and come clean. You know, come clean, take down your video. But as far as I'm concerned, people should know the truth, and that is the truth. This is it for this video, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Again, I'm very sorry for this kind of video, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, right? With loving Christ, John Henry with the Gospel of Christ.